it's time. Now this prime card that I'm talking about is, for me at least, the pinnacle of YouTube boxing. I do struggle to see how this gets any better. They've gone absolutely all out. It's an amazing, amazing feat for both KSI and the Misfits team. So congratulations to them. And I just thought I'd give you guys a few of my thoughts on this. Obviously I'm gonna be there on the weekend. Why not let you guys know about how I think things are gonna go down? I spoke briefly about it on the fellas, but I feel like I can go into a little bit more detail here. So we've got the prelims. The first one on the prelims is this Chase Demore versus Tempo Arts. Now I'm a Tempo Arts guy through and through here. And I also have a feeling, didn't that Chase Demore guy like beat someone, like punch a guy when he was on the floor or something like that? I think it's pretty weird that he's allowed to keep boxing. Hey, I'm also a man of second chances. So, I mean, Chase Demore, let's not beat around the bush, is definitely in better shape than Tempo Arts in terms of bodybuilding. But as we've seen throughout many fights before, it is not a bodybuilding competition. It is not about who looks the best. It is about who can box the best. So I'm gonna go with Tempo Arts on this one. Next up, we got SX versus DTG. SX, I didn't even know was fighting on this thing until it got announced. DTG, I don't really know much about him. I feel like Sam, SX, is one of those guys that if he puts his mind to something, he like dials in, you won't hear of him. I think he's gonna be good. I feel like he has that scrapping ability in him. He certainly has the energy. He's a high energy person. So I'm gonna go with SX on this one. Next up, we have Astrid Wet versus Alexia Grace. We'll just say Astrid Wet is gonna win that one. I don't know. Yeah. Swarms versus Ryan Taylor. Now, I saw an article that said Ryan Taylor got arrested. So if someone can let me know if it's true, is that fight still happening? I don't actually know. If so, Swarms did just throw out one jab and something happened to Ryan Taylor's eye socket. I can't remember what it was. I mean, it was a bit of a freak thing to happen. I don't think Swarms has like this weird, undeniable, superhuman strength in his jab. Ryan Taylor has that dog in him. But Swarms has like a never give up as well. So I don't know. I think this is actually going to be an amazing fight. I think it's going to come close. If I was to guess, if Ryan Taylor doesn't headbutt someone, I think he might win it just out of pure grit. But it is also, it's 45-55. It's gonna be a close fight. Wasabi and Nick Lamau. This is a tag team matches. I love the fact that they've put a tag team match on here. I think Misfits is, it's something that they've experimented with. People really liked it and I really liked it. I think it's good fun. So I'm super excited to see another tag team match in this. Wasabi and Nick Lamau versus Pineda and B Dave. Now Pineda and B Dave are those guys. I love watching them scrap. I think they are gonna actually beat Wasabi. Look, Wasabi might be the best boxer in there. Oh God, that's a bit of an outrageous thing to say. I'm not too sure, but like Pineda's good as well. I think just in the nature of the tag team, it's not real boxing. So it's gonna just be, I don't know. This is a guess. I am gonna go with Pineda and B Dave to win that one. Sorry. Now the Brazilian GOATs, and by that I mean this guy. It wouldn't surprise me if he has the entire stadium is just filled with his fans, and it turns out none of KSI's fans could get tickets because wherever this man goes, his fans follow. We saw that in the Kingpin tournament, and this is kind of like a little Kingpin scrap actually, because that My Mate Nate guy was also on Kingpin. He lost, I believe, in the second round. Or was it the first round? I forget. But this is gonna be a pretty close matchup. My mate Nate is an American. I believe he lives in Thailand, so sort of trains in Thai gyms, which you always have to give a little bonus point for because I feel like they are just made out of fucking nails out there. I am gonna go with my mate Nate to win that one. And look, if there's any of you Brazilian fans down there, my bad. But yeah. I don't think Whindersson Nunes is going to win that one. Next up, now we're starting to get into the big boy territory. I mean, that last card was also in the main event, but at least for me and the lore of all these events, we're getting into the big boy territory. I think we have got King Kenny versus Anthony Taylor. Now, I said it on the fellas bit. I'm not really sure why Anthony Taylor is still knocking about in terms of this guy just like, I don't know, man. There's not like a creator bone in his body. You know what I mean? And I just feel like that has to be the prerequisite to a lot of this stuff. But I guess you could say the same about Dylan Dennis. So that might be me being a little bit hypocritical. Same with Tommy Fury, I guess, actually. Fuck it. You know what? Have Anthony Taylor on here. He's great at promoting fights. He loves to chat shit. And there is a lot of value in that. And I can respect somebody that actually tries to hype up their own fights. But we're coming down to King Kenny versus Anthony Taylor. I do think Anthony Taylor will win this purely because of just his vast experience, but I think Kenny is gonna give him a run for his money. And I am rooting for Kenny on this. I will let you guys know I'm biased for this one. I want Kenny to win. It's just hard to look past Anthony Taylor and the sort of people he's come up with. But let me tell you, if Kenny beats Anthony Taylor there are some serious conversations that need to be had about where Kenny ranks in this top list, because he's been beaten, but it's safe to say he has come on leaps and bounds since his defeat. So I'm expecting a good fight. I'm expecting a very good fight. Next up, Dean the Great versus Waleed Sharks. Now, I know there is a lot of history about this. I swear they were going at each other's mums or sisters or something like that. But I'm gonna come clean. I don't actually know much about these guys, and that's not a personal thing. I haven't stumbled across like their content or even the fights that they've had. So I'm gonna stay out of this, and I'm gonna flip a coin. We'll go with heads is Dean the Great and Waleed Sharks is tails. So heads or tails? Tails. So that means Waleed Sharks is gonna go ahead and win this. I know the first fight between them was close, at least so I've been told. So yeah, Waleed Sharks according to Google. Right, the final three. We have got Salt Puppy versus Slim. I am just so glad this fight is actually happening. I think Slim wins this fight, but I also want to say I think this will be fight of the night. I'm gonna put that down there now. This will be the fight of the night. This will be a close fight. Slim is such an entertainer. Both these guys are such entertainers, but I can't sit on the fence in these videos because people didn't click on this video for me to be like, oh, well, this person might win, this person. I think Salt Puppy's gonna win. My only concern with Salt Puppy is that he has lost a lot of weight, and you gotta change the way you fight and stuff like that. I mean, I think I saw an article the other day saying this guy has lost 30 kilos since starting this journey, which is just amazing. And if anything, through all this boxing stuff, you hope that people see those sort of transformations, and just everybody's really, because everybody's got to get fit to go get in the ring here. And people are setting themselves goals, building themselves processes to achieve those goals, and I think that should be admired. And I think Salt Puppy is a great example of that. So yes, I think Salt Puppy is going to win this, but I think we are in for an absolute war. And I feel like we also just haven't seen Slim fight in a little while, so it'll be good to see him get back in the ring. He is the definition of an entertainer. Right, the penultimate fight, or no, let me not say that. They might take that one a little disrespectful. This is a co-main event. We've got Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis. Okay, so I have a theory, right? I saw that Logan Paul claimed that his wrist was broken. Now, it might actually be broken, which, if that's the case, that is a real shame. But I reckon, hear me out, I reckon that he's lied about his wrist being broken. And this is why, is because if Logan was to go into this with full fitness, I have a really strong feeling that Dylan Dennis might not even turn up for the fight. And I think Logan is so confident at beating Dylan Dennis in a boxing match that he is on his knees for Dylan to turn up to this fight, because look, with what Dylan has been saying online, we've all seen it. I don't need to go into it. I don't need to talk about the rights and wrongs of it, but he needs to whoop his ass. And the way that he's gonna do that is by, first of all, just getting him in the ring. So it wouldn't surprise me if he's faking a bit of an injury, so Dylan thinks, you know what, I'm actually gonna give it a go. Like, he's got a broken wrist, I think I could win this. So that's my conspiracy theory. That's me with the tinfoil hat on. But we have to assume that Logan isn't lying and that he does have a broken wrist. This sounds kind of crazy, but I still think Logan Paul wins with a broken wrist. I just feel like something funky is gonna happen in this fight though. Like, Dylan's gonna take him down and do some jiu-jitsu in the middle of it, or like some Muay Thai, whatever the fuck, I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Yes, I've got Logan Paul winning that fight. Now on to the main event, KSI versus Tommy Fury. KSI Dick Rider, KSI Dick Rider. I've said it a lot. I've been asked this question about 1 million times. So ever since the fight was first announced, people have been asking me this question: who's gonna win this fight? And look, on paper, Tommy Fury should win the fight. That's a fact. But at the same time, in a lot of JJ's previous fights, he has been the underdog there, and he has always won. I think he enjoys the underdog mentality. He quite enjoys the villain mentality as well. And I think this is sort of combining into both. There's no point in me saying that JJ is not going to win, because one, I truly believe that he actually is, and he is going to shock the world. He posted that on Instagram as well, like an idiot. We all know what happens after that. The reasons why I think JJ's gonna win is he's the weirdest fucking fighter in the world. And I think it's just, when you look, I can only imagine Tommy Fury and his team going, right, okay, we need sparring partners. Who are we gonna get to spar like JJ? And you just look around and you go, there is nobody in the world that is as weird and has just the weirdest fucking technique. Like, you're just looking at that, like, he is not a boxer. When he gets in that fight, I'll go as far as say he doesn't box. Does that make sense? I know that might sound weird and I hope it doesn't come across disrespectful, but he just doesn't box, he just does. He fights in like this karate style shit. And the crazy thing is we don't even know if that's how he's gonna turn up with this fight. He might be completely different. So yeah, I just think that unpredictability is a bit of a long day for Tommy Fury, but let me tell you something. Tommy Fury, on paper, he should win this. And I know I am in the minority with this opinion in terms of I think JJ's gonna win. And I completely understand why. I get it, right? I get it. Tommy Fury is the better boxer. I even think JJ would say he is the better boxer, but who is the better scrapper? Who is gonna scrap and who is gonna win? Right, I'll give you guys a detailed prediction on this one. I think it goes to points. I think it goes to points. Oh my God. And I think there's gonna be like a controversial, I think this ends with a controversial judge ruling. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say draw. I think, no, wait, that doesn't make sense. I still think JJ's gonna win. No. So I think JJ's gonna deserve to win, but I think the judges are gonna rule a controversial draw. How about that? Oh God, that's the funniest. Yeah, that's gonna be funny if this comes true, by the way. It's gonna be scripted. But yeah, so there we have it, guys. Again, congratulations to the Misfits team for putting on this card in Manchester. Make sure you tune in. I think you can even, I saw something that you can watch it on YouTube as well. Like they're actually allowing you to buy it on YouTube and watch it there. That's pretty sick. That makes things so much easier. So just go and do that, I think. Yeah, other than that, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye. Maybe I should get in the fucking, look at this.